So, are you taking a later train in then?
Yeah, so I'll be at Wilmington at 5:30.
Okay.
4:09 would have got me to Wilmington at 5:10.
Well, that's all right. That means we get a full podcast in.
You should have killed that guy, is what we're saying.
Yeah. Should have straight murdered him.
I don't think you can hear us.
No, it doesn't sound like it. It's like a train station noise.
Yeah. I mean, this part of the podcast wasn't interesting anyway.
No, it wasn't.
You'd think he could hear us because he's got his ear pods in.
You'd think he could hear us. Perhaps he's not talking because something awkward is happening nearby.
I mean, I can kind of hear you guys. It's like, my AirPods are just the worst product Apple's ever made, so.
Oh, the worst product.
And there it is, on record.
Yep. I thought they were the best.
No, that was the Newton.
Ah, okay.
Oh, did you hate that, George? Did you hate me picking at your fingers with the chopsticks?
Definitely hated it.
Yeah, he hated it a lot. So speaking of coughing bad, I have a maybe diagnosis from a nurse practitioner about this cough I've had all winter.
All right, let's talk about it.
Yeah, it is a little-known variation of asthma called cough variant asthma.
Now, as a lifetime sufferer of asthma, I've never heard of this.
Right.
So go on.
I mean, it's really as simple as it's asthma in that it's your bronchial tubes and stuff spasming and not being able to draw in air properly, like spasming, constricting, and you're having trouble breathing, right? Except the only symptom is coughing. It's a dry cough. So it's an unproductive cough, no mucus. That's what they call it, it's unproductive. Right? Because if there's a lot of mucus, that's a productive cough.
You get a job cough.
Right.
Damn, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, no, I hadn't either. And then the nurse practitioner asked me, she's like, have you heard of cough variant asthma? And I was like, I have not.
You'd think I would have heard of it, because, like, I mean, I'm, 30-some years deep in asthma.
Yeah, and I've never had it before at all.
Wonder how that happens.
It can be brought on by allergies. It can be brought on by a lung infection. Pneumonia can bring it on.
Okay.
All kinds of things.
Is it permanent, is my question.
I really hope not. But apparently it can develop into full-blown asthma.
Okay, all right.
According to the internet.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, you don't necessarily want full-blown asthma.
I don't necessarily want full-blown asthma. Don't pretend to know what I want, James.
But here are its benefits. Let me finish.
If you call now, you'll get full-blown asthma for 12 months out of the year.
Oh, man. This is great. So what I want to talk about is a couple things.
Uh-huh.
Just some things that I want to bring up that were on my mind.
It's on your mind.
First and foremost, well, I want to wait till. Are you hearing us okay yet, Chris?
Yeah, it's only when they announce new trains that it's really drowned out, so I can hear it pretty clear now.
Okay.
Sweet.
So first and foremost, since Chris is back on the line,
until the next train comes to the train station. Let's hope no more trains pull into the train station.
Jeez. What I want to talk about is, did you read about Aaron Hernandez today?
I did.
Yeah. So,
I saw that, yeah.
Aaron Hernandez, for those not know.
NFL guy, right?
The NFL guy convicted of a double homicide back in the day. Not too long ago, but long enough.
And then managed to beat another charge for he probably had something to do with that one. I mean, he was indicted on it, and he probably was sniffing around where something couldn't have been. I mean, it was funny. Everybody at work reacted so hilariously. Even people that don't even like sports were like, "Man, what a wimp."
We'll see.
That's probably the best response I heard from a girl that I know nothing about sports. She was like,
That is
well, she didn't use the word wimp, but it was really funny. Like, it was just funny hearing her, like, be like, just slam that guy. And I'm like, no, it's so funny. Like $4 million contract really doesn't cure depression or sociopathy.
Yeah, I would say that's a very, very East Coast, very blue-collar response to suicide.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a very silly.
What a pussy.
Couldn't hack it.
Couldn't hack it in life. What a puss. But, like, it could, like, I mean, I have some I have a modicum of sympathy for the situation. I don't necessarily know enough to like have a strong opinion on it. Cause like for all we know, maybe he actually did murder those people and he just managed to get off somehow. I don't know. Or maybe he had a hand in it. Maybe
But he was in prison, wasn't he?
He was in prison.
He was in prison when he committed suicide. So he didn't get off anything.
He was on his way out. Like he had just.
No, he was in prison for a homicide charge that he was convicted for.
Yeah.
And then he had just recently managed to appeal.
Yeah, successfully.
A different homicide.
A different homicide. So he definitely killed at least one person.
He still would have stayed in prison for life. He just wouldn't have been in prison for 900 years. He would have been in prison for.
Oh, I thought he was on his way out. I thought he was like. Going to get out.
One, dog. He was completely unrelated to the one he was convicted for.
Oh, okay.
Prison. So that was the part where I kind of started doing a little bit of research on my lunch break. I was like, shit. So this dude, you're telling me this dude is in prison for life for convicted murder of like those two dudes, and he's got an appeal coming up for another murder case, a completely unrelated to that murder case, double homicide, and that's the one he maybe will get overturned or was overturned or we'll never know because, like, so, you know, the part of me, again, like, the sympathy is, like, any mom, any dad, any brother, sister who, like, went out on a limb for that guy as, like, an 18-year-old and was like, nah, dude, like, hire my son, hire my brother, no, give him a chance for, like, football, like, you know what I mean? Like, all those people stood up for that guy, and he just truly was, like, a piece of shit, and,
Well, we don't know for a fact that he murdered those second two people.
Yeah.
He cleared his name.
He did clear
his name of those two murders.
Yeah. And it's the other two.
It's the other two that got him in prison.
It's the other two.
And caused him to hang himself.
Yeah. So having known that, having learned that he wasn't about to get out, and that he was just like, well, maybe
having a bad time.
Maybe he just saw where his life was headed.
Perhaps he found
a little bit more clearer.
Jesus told him that murder was wrong.
And then murder yourself.
He murdered himself, as the Bible says to do.
Well, look, when you're good at something, why not try it on yourself?
They will say if you're good at lovemaking, you're probably good at loving yourself, right?
Right, yeah.
If you sing, if you're a good singer, what do? You sing to yourself, right? So if you're good at murdering,
I would think it's sort of the opposite. It's like a chef when he gets home wants to have a microwave dinner because he doesn't want to work. I mean, it really just seems like working off the clock to me. Seems like a waste of his talents.
So you're thinking like a person that's not locked up,
right? It's the only way I know how to think, James. This is where my brain is at.
You know, it's just the situation I was born into. You know, this life outside of
on the outside,
beyond the walls. That's a documentary. It's our documentary.
Life outside the walls.
Life outside the walls is just normal.
Yeah.
We're just cooking food.
We're just having this podcast.
Yeah, just having this podcast. Well, we have a podcast, like we're talking to the camera. Like, we have this podcast that we do every once in a while.
Beyond the wall.
So our friend works in another city, which he can do because he lives outside the walls of the prison system.
Also lives outside the confines.
Most of our friends do. That's just sort of how it works out here.
Yeah. So when most of your friends live outside of the prison walls, then
you know. Like a soundboard. You guys can make that like what's his name? Christopher Nolan trailer music, like Beyond the Wall. Low E minor, like cello hit with like the entire orchestra.
It's like you know how like in those trailers it'll be like they'll say like behind the walls or something and like you'll have like the foley of the cell door shutting like ours is just like our car starting or like or like a regular door closing.
A normal day. Outside the wall.
Like, I think I'm gonna get some Chipotle today. Yep. I'm in the mood for that. I think I'm gonna go shopping at one of these many supermarkets that are around the town.
I'm gonna go visit my girlfriend who I didn't murder.
Beyond the walls.
Keep having all those jealous with his windows.
It's like I'm gonna go visit my parents because I haven't seen them in a while.
And they're glad to see me too.
And I'm not a disgrace.
I think we made that joke a while back when we were trying to make our own trailers for like whatever bullshit we were putting out. It was like we were always trying to figure out a way to like have the trailer end with like the classic like it's cutting from like a black screen to like somebody screaming. And it's like, you know, it's like the like stutters it kind of, and it's like it's summer. It's like somebody screaming while it's like stroking their voice. I don't know. I think I feel.
When did you say the next train to media was, Chris?
Can't hear a word you're saying.
Next train to Norwood is on what track?
Oh yeah. Just gonna go ahead and do that for a little bit.
Good old Philadelphia.
Good old train station noise.
The scheduled 437 R5 local 2 media. Next to arrive on track 3.
My favorite is the New Jersey Transit train. Because like you can barely hear anything.
Yeah,
like,
no, you have to find a sign.
Even if it's quiet, like you can't hear anything. It's like Junction. Like,
oh yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah,
what?
you gotta know where you're going. You gotta get it timed.
They say you gotta make sure you're looking out the window at the signs, at the stops, to make sure that you're not gonna miss it.
In some cars, it doesn't come through at all.
No,
there's just no audio.
It's just like
it's not
like
wired.
You hear like the intercom, like the click over. It's like. You're like, did you even try? Did you even fucking try?
Nope.
Oh man. So there's another thing on my mind.
What's on your mind?
Is the issue the homeless issue?
Homeless issue is on your mind.
It was on my mind.
Are you talking specifically about like the guys with signs on the
Yes.
the medians?
Yes.
Because that is the only homeless issue in this area, being a suburban area.
Yes, there's at most stoplights and intersections. There's at least one person, male mostly, and there's sometimes female.
Sometimes female. The female are often the ones selling the newspapers, though, which is just one step above homelessness.
Yeah, this one today was a female, a lady, and
A female.
A female. She was a female. A female homeless. Here we have the female homeless.
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 See, this is a new low.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty bad.
No, we're not making fun of the homeless, but
no,
like
we're not.
what I find interesting, and please, I would like for my co-hosts to tell me if I am in fact being unfair in my opinion of this particular homeless person.
Go on.
There was this lady. She was standing by underneath the not underneath the light, but at the little island by the light, and she had a cane and she had a sign that said "homeless with lupus."
Ooh.
Living inside of a parked van, need help, yada yada yada. And like I read the sign. Usually I don't read their signs.
Yeah, I try not to make eye contact at all.
Yeah, no.
I'm an awful person.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're awful. I mean, we've got our budgets, and sometimes other people don't fit into them.
Right. I don't fit into my budget.
I barely fit into mine. Like, what am I? How am I still here? But yeah. So,
homeless have lupus, living in a van. Please help.
Yeah, so like I got caught up in a moment. It plucked at my heartstrings a little bit. And I was like, oh man. And like, if those of you, I mean, this is a podcast, so you don't know that I am in fact a black man, and
I would hope that they would have picked up on that, having listened to previous episodes.
Having heard the racist things that come out of my mouth.
Otherwise, we'd be in deep shit.
Otherwise, we'd be in deep shit. But I feel like I have to say that I don't really have a soft spot for white homeless people.
Is that the judgment that you're worried about putting out there?
No, I'm not. That I'm not worried about.
Okay,
that
so there's something else beyond that.
That I stand firmly in, because in my world, and I understand the fallacy in what I'm about to say, but in my world, like
the opportunities are boundless for white people.
You're born on second base. Somehow you fucked that up.
You fucked up.
Somehow, somewhere, maybe you didn't have a hand in fucking it.
You contracted lupus.
Maybe
what an idiot.
Hey, my cousin has lupus. He owns 2 businesses. That's not a joke. But yeah, like I don't know. Like it's not right for me to think that this just. I don't know. It's just something I hold in my heart. But I had a soft spot for this particular Caucasian lady.
Female homeless.
This female homeless. And so I was like, man, like maybe I. And then like as I was saying, she pulled out like a Samsung phone, right? Like she pulled out like maybe it wasn't an S8, but it was like an S something.
Yeah.
And she pulled it out and was like, hello.
Okay.
And took a call, and I was like,
So here's the thing, though, James.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
How do you expect this particular Caucasian female homeless without a Samsung or some sort of smartphone to operate her GoFundMe page? How else is she going to do that? Walk to the library?
She could. She's got
like
time.
A homeless.
How she have a Facebook page if she doesn't have a smartphone?
How's she gonna? Well, she may not have a library card because you need a license. You need a driver's license.
That's true.
To get a library card or some form of ID. If she doesn't have that, then she can't get a library card. Can't use that computer. Somehow, though, she did get the Samsung phone, for which I'm pretty sure you also need a driver's license.
I would think
to start a cell phone plan.
Even if it's a Cricket, I think you need something, right?
Yeah, you need something. It could have been a prepaid, I guess.
It could have been a prepaid. It was a smartphone.
Right. They make those.
I mean, you could get a smartphone
at the burner smartphone.
At the burner smartphone at the dollar store. You could get those shits.
I
mean, in all honesty, it could have been that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like it kind of.
Yeah, I can see how that would rub you the wrong way. I see that. I see that.
I'm okay with you telling me that I'm wrong for this.
No. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I think if we do want to if I want to try to refute this, which it would rub me the wrong way too if I saw it. I'll just put that out there first. But let's go down this path for a moment. Yeah. If we want to try to suss out the situation and still feel bad for her despite the Samsung phone, imagine the situation that gets her to living in the van in the first place. Mm-hmm. Imagine she is a you or a me, loses her job, right? And doesn't have a place where she's already living, owned by a friend who's going to let you, stay for a bit at a lower price or whatever. Maybe she's paying rent to a landlord or even to like a housing authority. So as soon as she can't pay, she's out. Maybe she moved here from another state. She doesn't have family nearby. Maybe she moved here from another country.
Absolutely.
Maybe she's an illegal immigrant.
She could be.
And, judgment on that aside, that's still, you're still a person at that point.
Oh, absolutely.
So you still have some things left over. She owns the van already. The phone maybe is already paid for.
Could be.
The service is, on one of those cheap-ass plans, $20 a month?
Maybe even 10.
Maybe even 10. So let's say she's paying $10 a month for that phone. That's not unfeasible. Plus, if you're going to get social support, social services, you need a phone.
It's true.
You don't have a phone number if you're not living, and nobody has a landline anyway, but even if she were at the apartment and had a landline, that would be gone if she lost her home.
Yeah.
So the cell phone to me is at this point, it's a bare necessity. That's like toilet paper.
It is.
It really is.
I'm accessing my Republican brain when I say that it's not.
Oh yeah.
But it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. Imagine trying to live out a van without a cell phone.
Imagine trying to live anywhere without a cell phone. I mean.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's true. I went to my weaving class last night. I got halfway down the hallway, heard the people in the classroom, realized I didn't have my cell phone, and drove home and got it.
Nice.
And then went back and got drove back all the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't
Because I was
blame
like, man, I can't be 3 hours without my cell phone.
you. Yeah.
What if somebody tries to get in touch with me?
Yeah, you never know.
They'll think I'm dead. They'll send the police after me. Because I have people who care.
Yeah.
And that's why I will not be a female homeless.
Oh man, I've seen some doozies of signs around here.
I haven't read any of them. I always avert my eyes.
Every once in a while, I'll read the sign.
Yeah.
I'll stare at the sun, so
Yeah.
to speak, and like, there was one that I really should have felt bad about.
Mm-hmm.
But again, didn't. Like she was like, I don't know, like she was super pregnant, and she was just like pregnant, needs stuff and stuff. And I was like, man,
not in this state. Not in this state. You don't feel bad for somebody who's pregnant in this state, because in this state, we've got subsidies for birth control. We've got Planned Parenthood that nobody ever pickets.
That's true. No one ever picked, because
There's like at most like one or two. Like,
I used
old
to
ladies.
kind of work at Planned Parenthood.
Oh yeah.
Well, I cleaned it. So I worked at Planned Parenthood basically.
Sure. Yeah, you worked at that place.
Yeah, just not in the capacity that helped anybody other than sanitarily.
Well, no, that does help. That helps.
I've cleaned up your blood, women.
Thanks, James. On behalf of all of us females.
Does that make me a feminist?
I don't think it does necessarily.
If I cleaned up Planned Parenthood blood?
I mean, I would, only in that I think someone who is decidedly not a feminist would refuse to do that.
Okay.
So, in the loosest possible ways.
I'll take it.
You're not a feminist.
I'll take it. But no one ever picketed
Nobody pickets here. So you can go in, you can pick up some condoms, you can pick up some dental dams if you're into that shit.
I got a shit ton of lube from there when I was.
Yeah, you can get some lube. You can get your birth control pills for real cheap there. You can get Plan B in Delaware.
Yeah.
You can get like all kinds. There's no waiting. There's no like mandatory like ultrasound. There's none of this shit that like the Republicans put into place in all these other states to try to make it impossible to get abortion or to not be pregnant if you choose not to be. Yeah. So the thing is, if you get that far in Delaware, that's your own fault.
Yeah, that's your fault.
You shouldn't be out there begging.
Yeah.
Plus, there's plenty of Christian places that'll take you in at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe she just wanted to live on the street and do drugs.
Yeah, I just love drugs.
I just love drugs and getting pregnant, she said. This is a very Republican podcast. Because that's all they want to do, right? Is eat drugs and pregnant and have abortions and get pregnant again.
What is your most Republican opinion? I want to hear from both of you.
We'll let Chris go because we've been talking forever.
I think I know what Chris's most Republican opinion is, but go, Chris.
I'm going to crown a train. I can't talk about it.
Well, then I will talk on your behalf. Chris believes... And this is an exaggerated version of Chris's most Republican opinion.
Okay.
So forgive me. But Chris believes in his heart of hearts that the world would be a better place if women just stayed home. And did the cooking and cleaning. He thinks when women got into the workforce, that's when America started to fall apart. You can say a yes or no, right, Chris?
That's so, close to not being true.
To her credit, she did say it's an exaggerated.
That's like saying that, Disney World is an exaggeration of, a mouse character.
It is.
So is it safe to say that you were wrong?
I guess. I pulled that out of nowhere.
Okay. Was she in the ballpark?
I mean, God, I would prefer if the listeners just hated me. Let me try to clunkily explain this. I'm in right now.
Oh, you don't have to.
We can.
Say I would not vote for that person.
Right.
Okay. What do you say?
That's fair. I mean, here's the thing. All of us have Republican opinions, and even if that's not like a total exaggeration or just not at all true, we can do it. You can rescind that on the next episode when you're able to talk more freely.
Yeah.
When you're not on public transportation.
Yeah, that was Becca's interpretation of Chris. That's Becca.
No, not of Chris. Of like this tiny point that I overheard in a conversation between him and his father a couple days ago.
Like, and it may have. It's like maybe it's probably hyperbole. Like listeners,
it's absolutely hyperbole.
You know?
It is. It's in fact just bald-faced lies.
Is it bald-faced or
bald-faced?
Is it bald-faced?
No.
Bold-faced or like?
Oh, I was gonna say I thought it was bald-faced. Is it not? It might be bold-faced though.
It's either ball or bald.
It's not ball.
You ball-faced liar.
You ball-faced liar.
Is that like an old racial epithet that we forgot about? The ball-face.
Who would that be for?
The Irish, of course.
Oh, because they have balls for cheeks.
So, like, I guess would it be bold? I guess bold-faced?
Bold-faced would make some sense because
Context.
like italics and
like
underline and bold,
like,
right? It's a bold face.
Yeah, like you're putting on your bold face
it's the
to lie.
typeface.
Yeah.
It's a typeface and it's a bold face. So it's a lie, but it's in bold.
Yeah, like and you're bold for doing it.
But I thought it was bald.
I've used bald face before.
Like you've shaved and you're not a reliable person like a person with a beard.
Yeah, or mustache.
You're a shaved person like a teenage boy or a woman, and you can't trust teenage boys or women.
Or women or Romans.
Right, bald faced lie.
Or like movie lawyers.
Yeah,
always shaven.
Real carefully up in the mirror. They're just pulling their skin down and shaving.
It's like and you get that weird shaved like. I don't think you can hear that.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it reads.
We'll see if it hears, but it's just.
I heard it.
This weird, just crunch.
It's just really intense, like crunchy Foley. When men shave in movies. When lawyers shave in movies. Before they tell their bald-faced lies.
Yes. So what is your most Republican point of view?
Oh,
Becca?
man. My most Republican opinion. I haven't actually thought about this before. So I think it might have something to do with bootstraps, maybe. I in one part of my heart, I truly believe that anybody can make anything out of their lives, and if they don't, they've made a decision not to. That's probably my most Republican opinion, and I don't even really believe it 100%, but I definitely have that reaction to things. It's like, what are you doing in the streets?
Yeah.
Why did you get pregnant?
Yeah. You know what? I can't hold that against you, and mainly because that's one of mine.
Oh. Call ended.
Chris was like, I'm distancing myself from this
conversation.
conversation.
He's so mad I said that about his opinion.
He's like, I can't be on record.
That's it. We're divorced now.
No, I want to be one for one. Don't mess up my record. You see, I married the two. Okay, so no, he'll call.
Should we try to call back or assume he's going to call back? What if he doesn't pick up? What if he hates us?
Okay,
oh, there he is. Thank God. Hey.
Hey.
Did you hang up on us because you were mad about the lie I told about you?
No, I went through a tunnel.
Oh, a tunnel.
Okay,
well, that makes sense.
Okay. But as we get back on,
you tell more lies on me.
No, I didn't tell any lies about you while you were off the phone.
She did mention I'm just kidding. There was because I kind of sink in the kind of bootstrappy kind of thought sometimes.
Yeah.
Even though I just before I moved out of into where I grew up in New Jersey, I came from a shitty neighborhood where there's direct correlations of direct examples of people who just aren't able to get it together. And even then I'm still kind of well,
just get it together.
Just
go work.
Yeah, just maybe you shouldn't do heroin or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Just stop.
Yeah, just hey, I know we all love weed, but maybe stop for a bit. Maybe
Maybe go into construction for a little while.
Maybe just get something.
Yeah. Maybe instead of next time you feel like you want to do crack, instead of doing crack, just go for a jog.
Just go for a jog. Do some yoga.
Yeah.
Do some yoga. Do some street
wash
yoga.
your car.
Something.
Just wash your car. Take your neighbor some cookies.
Well, yeah, because like a lot of those guys like that. Not a lot of them, but one I'm thinking of in particular he's never had a 9-to-5 job in his life, and he was at the time I knew him, he was like 50. So that's a long time.
Yeah. For
you to never have done you're not even on the books.
Nope.
Ever.
Nope. I crossed that milestone when I was 16. Same.
And that just blew my mind. That I guess he grew up in an era where this is what I do, and then he did street things until he was caught and is now a felon because of that. He got locked up and did heroin and yada 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 and cleaned himself up, learned a trade, became a barber, but not like a real barber. Like he didn't go to get licensed and get a certificate. Right. He just knows how to do the trade very well.
Right.
And I was just like, hey man, why don't you just get licensed?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It seemed like it rubbed him the wrong way. Like he was like, if he went out and did that, then he's just like being less of a man, or he was like being subservient to like the system or something.
Right.
I don't know. It's just like, I mean, I get it, but like, come on, man.
Yeah. So then, I guess on the flip side, what's your most anarchist?
Well, I said that was my one.
Oh, okay. No. Okay. So what is your most Republican opinion?
My most Republican opinion is it used to be. I have a lot of these. It used to be minimum wage until I softened my opinion about that.
What was your original stance on minimum wage?
My original stance on minimum wage was like,
don't do it.
No, I'm embarrassed to say this. So originally, when I first heard that, a Taco Bell guy or let's take a shittier one. It's not unfair to Taco Bell because Taco Bell is very good service. Let's take a Wendy's. And the dude at Wendy's that's 17 years old working at Wendy's should be making $20 an hour. And I was like, initially, I was just like, because in my in my brain at the time, it was because it wasn't necessarily that they didn't deserve it. That wasn't my argument. My argument was, if I can remember,
was it I don't want Wendy's to cost more?
It was a little bit of that, and I felt like if the guy at Wendy's, the 20-year-old guy who's working there for whatever reason, doesn't matter. Could be circumstance, could be stepping stool, could be whatever, career, I don't know. If that guy gets $20 for working the fry cook, $20 an hour, then what does that say about the entry level, JavaScript programmer that gets paid $20 an hour? Does that kind of devalue his position a little bit?
Huh.
Because if that guy's making $20, why the fuck did he go to school?
Right.
You know what I mean? And in my brain, I was like, oh shit, maybe if that happens, then everyone should be up a little bit.
Right.
Escalation.
Right.
Escalation.
Now I'm not a finance guy.
Right.
I don't know how possible that is. But in my brain, that's where I went with it. I was like, I have no problem with them making a living wage.
Right.
It's just but it's kind of it almost comes as a kind of and again, I've softened my position on this, a spit in the face of the people who actually have, their jobs, not to say that they mean more, but they're a little bit more intensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see where that's coming from.
Somebody that makes $8 an hour, going to make $25 an hour. If the engineer makes only $25 an hour, well, then the engineer goes on strike. You have the union. You then have to double the engineer's salary. So who's going to pay for that double engineer salary?
Yeah.
You're going to pay the business twice the amount. So we got to pay. We have to double our fees for all those things. So you're right. I mean, there's no end in sight if we do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but that's
I
assuming.
agree with James. I agree with James wholeheartedly.
But that's assuming that people only do things to make money. I mean, presumably the software engineer, part of that decision was money, but part of it was also because he liked programming, possibly.
No doubt, no doubt.
And I mean, probably the guy doesn't necessarily like serving people through the drive-through checkout window. That's like a step to somewhere else.
But it could be.
But it could be because he loves doing it. Maybe he loves saying, "May I take your order, please?"
Or maybe it has nothing to do with love. Maybe this is all he can do.
Maybe this is all he can do, and he's making enough money to support his 5 kids.
Yeah.
You know, because he didn't go down to the Planned Parenthood to get free condoms.
But like, I've softened my opinion on that.
So where do you stand with that now?
Where do I stand with that now? Like I think that Chick-fil-A are the only ones that should be getting $20 an hour.
They should be making $40 an hour.
Because it's always a great day at Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not
Except
sponsored.
Sunday.
Oh yeah, good. We're not sponsored by Chick-fil-A yet.
But we'd like to be.
We'd like to be. We don't care if you hate the gays. You're delicious.
Oh, so good. We'll get that sponsorship someday.
Someday. No, I maybe I haven't softened my viewpoint of it. Maybe I've softened my care.
Oh.
Maybe I just don't care anymore.
You just don't care about it anymore.
But I still, like, as I say it out loud, I'm renewing my what was it? My vigor, my vim for that topic. So I'm like, you know what? It's not a. I don't feel bad for feeling that way. Is all I'm saying.
Well, I thought when you initially said the opinion had to do with minimum wage, it was like the super staunch Republican opinion, which is we shouldn't have a minimum wage at all. That businesses,
is that an opinion?
Oh yeah, businesses should be allowed to pay whatever they want to whomever they want. $4 an hour, 30 cents an hour.
No.
Oh no. No, but the business decides. It's their business.
Yeah, but
and if people want to work for them for that amount of money, why shouldn't they be allowed to?
Well, I mean, when you put it like that, I guess, but then those businesses won't make anything of themselves, and they'll have to eventually realize that, oh shit, we have to pay somebody something for them.
Well, that's what happened about 150 or so years ago.
Yeah, they just wanted to. I get it. They want to make America great again.
Right.
And that's part of it.
That's part of it. Is paying people too little money to live.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
because free market competition.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Yeah.
God damn, I didn't know that was one of the Make America Great Again things that they wanted to bring back.
Well, they want businesses to have 100%. Well, that's maybe more of a libertarian opinion.
Okay.
Maybe more of a libertarian thing, which is libertarianism is just like anarchy with more rules.
Okay. Man, I don't know. Do you have an anarchy opinion? I don't know if I have
an anarchist opinion? I don't know.
Do you have an anarchist opinion, Chris?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we all were living in the desert and there was no technology would help. But I don't know. I feel like the more you think about it, it's like we need society. We don't have society, we have anarchy. So society doesn't work without the poor, the middle, and the rich. So so we either exist knowing that we have to have the ugly and the poor, or we have none of it. And every man fights for himself. You know. Right.
I guess my most anarchist opinion is the police.
You don't think we should have them?
No. Now, granted, I obviously see, again, the fallacy of this argument. But, goddamn, sometimes the police suck. I had an uncle who died in the line of duty. Loved him to death, literally, because he died in the line of duty. But, yeah, he wasn't he was kind of a shitty, he was kind of a shitty person. He would tell me stories of cop things that he would do. And, it was funny because he was a funny guy. But if you actually take out my, enjoyment of his storytelling, I was like, oh, man, it's abusive.
Do you have any examples?
There's one. It's not actually abusive, but it's funny.
All right.
There was a guy he pulled over, and he was just being he admitted he was being a shithead. He was just yelling at him, cursing at him, being an aggressive police officer, just for no reason. The guy didn't really give him any reason to do that. He wasn't resisting anything, and I guess maybe because of his attitude, the guy he pulled over then got a little bit of an attitude, and then he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, since we got somebody who's trying to be a tough guy, why don't you step out of the car?" And the guy was like, "I'm not going to step out of the car, officer." And it was like, "I'm going to ask you one more time to step out of the car." He's like, "Officer, I'm not going to step out of this car. Like, I don't know. It's something to do with rights or whatever."
Right.
And my uncle said that he reached inside the car, grabbed the gentleman by his collar.
Oh dear.
And went to yank him out of his vehicle.
Right.
And he yanked him through the window.
Oh dear.
And then once he yanked him through the window and held him up face to face by his collar, he realized that he had just pulled a midget out of the car. And he was like, "Oh, you're a little person. Oh man.
I think that is more abusive than it is funny to me.
I mean, the punchline is that he pulled the little guy out of the car.
See,
but
when you make a type of person the punchline...
No, I know. That's not punching up. That's not
Yeah.
comedy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But when you hear a cop tell it...
Yeah, the cop is telling the story.
You gotta get sucked into that cop world.
Yeah.
And like, you're just like one of the boys, and you're like, ha ha ha, so the blacks, right?
I'm pro RoboCops.
No.
Oh
well,
yeah.
But why?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, RoboCops. Well, because RoboCops that are well programmed, obviously, ones that are not going to turn on you or be used by evildoers.
By Skynet.
By Sky. Wrong movie.
No, right movie.
Cyber.
No, what was RoboCop's thing?
What was RoboCop's?
Was it Cybernet?
It wasn't Cybernet. It was
Something tech?
Crap. What was it, Chris?
What?
The robotics company in RoboCop.
Oh, I don't remember.
Hold on. Did you know that was considered a cyberpunk movie? Didn't know that.
Huh.
I
could see that. Well, because it's about body modification.
Yes, it was a mega corporation. Omni Consumer Products.
Omni Consumer Products.
OCP.
OCP.
Oh, man. Jesus.
I love that movie.
That was a great movie. That movie scarred me for life.
Ooh.
Because, like...
You watch the director's cut where that guy gets shot, like, a billion times on the table?
That was my first introduction to, like, true movie violence.
Oh, man. So violent.
And, like, I was forever changed after I saw that guy get...
It just keeps going.
I was like...
It just keeps going. He's shooting a dead body for most of that scene.
Yeah. That robot malfunctions and just,
Yeah.
And, like, just to see that. It was... For 87, that was fucking violent.
Yeah.
Like, and for now, that was fucking violent.
Yeah, it's very violent.
And, like, what was
so
that?
much blood.
It was like 4 or 5 years old, and that's what I saw.
Oh no, that's far too young to see RoboCop.
Yeah,
I didn't see RoboCop until I was well into my teens.
Yeah, like I saw that shit like, because your parents don't know, because it's the 80s. Your parents don't know they just think, oh, RoboCop, it's a robot.
Sounds fun. It's a robot who's a cop. That sounds like a jaunt.
Yeah, it sounds like a good old time.
What a romp.
And then like you let your 6-year-old son watch it, and then some guy gets gunned down viciously in the first 5 minutes of the film.
And not to mention the psychological trauma that RoboCop goes through, that officer goes through in that story. They wipe his memory, or they try to wipe his memory so that he forgets his family, but then he sees his wife, and he's like, does not compute.
Cannot kill.
Memory coming.
Ram.
That's what RoboCop was like, right?
Yeah, it was. It was exactly like that. The thing I loved about RoboCop as a young boy, though, I don't know what the appeal of it was for the girls, but for me, was the fact that I thought it was so cool that his gun was in his thigh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
that aspect of the film didn't even register to me.
Oh, it was so cool to me because, like, instead of having a holster, his thigh would just like there was a compartment there, and the door would open, like, and then his gun would pop up, like, and like spin it around and shoot. That was really cool to me.
But you were like, what, 4 or 5 years old when you saw this?
Yeah, for between the ages of 4 to 7.
Yeah, I think that's probably a completely different movie viewing experience than the experience of like a 14-year-old girl watching it. I was like, I recognize some of these themes from other science fiction films that I've seen and books that I've read. The future really is ambiguous.
I just thought his outfit was cool. I literally did used to go around the house with like an imaginary, because my parents didn't buy me guns, of course.
Right.
Like even toy guns. Rightly so. Good for them. But I used to pretend like I had thigh holster.
Yeah, thigh holster.
And I would walk around like a robot, like. And then like.
Amazing.
Just have imaginary gunfights because I was an only child, so I had a lot of time to myself.
Did you have imaginary gunfights with yourself in the mirror at any point?
Not that I remember, but I'm not gonna make it a hard no on that.
I am not an only child, but I have done that. As recently as last month, probably.
It's like you gotta hold the gun like.
Oh no! I do like the finger pointing gun. I don't do like the holding an invisible gun.
I do hold an invisible.
No,
gun.
I don't hold an invisible gun.
Okay.
I point the finger and.
Oh, you do the whole.
Yeah, exactly. But the barrel turns into the finger holding the trigger as you go.
Well, you know what? That's a little bit more respectable than this.
Oh.
The whole thumb.
Yeah, the thumb holster. Chris, how do you play with invisible guns with your hand?
I think we knew what that was. That's the thumb.
Yeah, that's the thumb, right?
Yep.
It's the universal sound for I use the thumb.
Pew pew. Pew pew. I'll do the second hand, but I'll grip my thumb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
Which is really weird because it's like this is now the it's like my left thumb is the handle of the gun.
Yeah.
But my right thumb is the sight, I guess.
That's interesting.
And the finger is the barrel.
That's interesting.
So both hands, but the rest of the right hand is the hand wrapping around the handle of the gun, which again is the left thumb. If anybody can picture that.
That's weird though. That's super weird. But that's what makes that. That doesn't matter because it makes sense to you. Because like I just did this. I did like the
What is this?
The fist.
The fist. All right. So you got your
I got the regular thing because
okay.
I'm using my finger. Like as my index finger on my right hand,
holding the trigger
around the imaginary trigger,
right?
Like I'm actually holding a gun, and then I take my left hand, and then I clasp my other fist,
right?
To kind of like I'm really holding
There's your sight,
and then I'm kind of just like,
oh, and you're holding it up. Oh yeah.
I was always a corner. I was always an around the corner guy. I would always be like posted up around the corner, like just like breathing hard, like peeking around the corner. Yeah, okay.
Extend both hands. You're standing. Your fingers on the trigger. You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go. That was my move. that and the tuck and roll, the somersault like the, and then you pop up.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Oh man. I love this shit. I don't even know how we got here, honestly. RoboCops. You don't believe in cops. I believe in RoboCops. Oh yeah, but you don't think that they're gonna like, even well-made ones. You don't think they're just gonna like up and decide?
No, because we're not that close to AI. I mean, we're not that close to sentient AI.
Okay. But you don't think we're that close to malfunctioning AI?
All loss prevention, all law enforcement, all protection, all government programs, all like state programs, all of that should be funded by non-whites. I think that just the same as I think that all programs involving education and childbirth and Planned Parenthood and all that should be funded by only women. I mean, I think that to kind of circle back what Becca said about my views earlier, that's really how I feel about the men should be grunting out and working. If one want to go grunt, go for it. But if men want to teach, sweet, they do. Then they should be allowed to teach, and they shouldn't have to work. They should just teach all day. So it's like we just try the wrong thing. If we had robot police officers that were ran by minorities, well, we would never have gun violence. We would just have peace. There's no need to have power over the class when you're part of the same class.
Yeah. Here's my authoritarian opinion. I believe that we wouldn't have gun violence if we didn't have guns.
Well, I agree with that.
I mean, just look at fucking Australia.
Yeah.
Like, I think they had a gun problem at one point, and then the government was like, "Hey,
okay, no more guns."
And lo and behold,
Everyone gets
Weird.
Gets paid for your guns. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. They did a buyback program. They bought them from people.
Yeah.
No matter how many you have, no matter how much ammunition, we'll buy it back from you. Everyone gets amnesty.
Yeah.
But what if the King of England comes after our tea again? What I'm gonna shoot him with?
Fucking believable.
Oh man. So let's see. Tom Brady skipped the White House visit today.
What White House visit?
Usually the Super Bowl champions. Not usually. Every year the Super Bowl champions visit the president at the White House and just have like a showy display of, handshakes and pictures and jersey
and tossing the pigskin around.
Tossing the old pigger around, But yeah, like Tom Brady skipped it. I don't know. I don't know why. I guess maybe because
he had the runs.
Maybe he had the duties. I think he said his mom was sick or some shit. But I mean,
everybody's politicizing it.
Well, because Tom Brady was a big Trump supporter.
Oh.
Yeah, during the regular season, every time they did an interview at his locker, he always made sure that his "Red to Make America Great Again" hat was in view. Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, America already is great.
It is. I mean, before
this, not the worst. It's consistently in the top 25 countries to live in.
Are we?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, we're towards the bottom in some things like education, but we're not like in the last 100.
We're not up there in happiness though, that's for sure.
No, we're not. We're not up there in happiness. We're like 60 or something.
So
what is it? The World Happiness Index?
Let's see, World Happiness.
Happiness?
Yeah, that was that's what I typed in.
The World Harpiness Index.
The World Harpiness, because I want to know how many harpies are in the world.
Harpies.
Which country do you think has the most harpies? Spain? I think it's also Australia. Because why else would they have gotten rid of all the guns if it weren't for harpies?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you going out there shooting your gun? Oh, mate.
See, this thing is making me want to download. It's like, download this PDF. I don't.
It's a large PDF.
I just want to.
But that's where the information is.
I just want to like a ranking.
Just download the PDF. That is the ranking.
Boo!
I want to download the PDF. Whoa! That's what happens when you go to a website that makes you download a PDF. Time slows down.
So here it is, 5 megabytes, I guess. 188 pages. Where's the fucking list? Overview, blah, blah, blah. I guess overview?
You'll see a thing that looks like a list eventually. And one of those 188 pages is a ranking.
Oh boy.
There it is.
Ranking of Happiness 2014.
Okay. The top one I think is like Norway or Denmark.
Yeah, both are 1 and 2. Norway and Denmark.
Finland.
Finland is 5. So it's Iceland, Switzerland, Finland, Netherlands, Canada, New Zealand, Australia. Hello.
Page reload.
The fuck?
Please pay your subscription fee to access the 187th page of the World Happiness Index
PDF.
PDF.
So weird that it would just go black on me. All right, we're back. Where are we?
I think we're like 60.
We're not in the top 53, that's for sure. Did I miss it? Okay.
We're not a happy people.
No.
Us Americans. Us United States Americans.
No.
Are we?
We're 14.
14, okay.
2014 to 2016, though.
Oh, check it in a year.
This is Obama-era numbers.
Yeah. 14. What's at the very bottom of the list?
The very bottom of the list?
This is going to be sad. I don't even know if I want to see
I'm
this.
thinking of Sierra Leone. No. This is a big list.
Yeah, it's a lot of countries.
Central African Republic.
Ooh, yeah, Yeah,
man, that's...
I couldn't even tell you one thing that's going on in there, but I betcha it's either civil war, genocide, or a little of both.
A little smattering of both.
A little this, a little that.
Damn, yo.
That's probably what's going on in like most of the bottom countries. It's just
Ukraine, Uganda, Niger, Chad, Zimbabwe, Angola, Madagascar, Somalia, Vietnam.
God, that poor continent.
Oof. Like
that poor continent. That's an enormous continent full of a lot of people, and we're just like, Africa.
Yeah.
We talk about it in one breath, like one word, like it's one place.
Like they have the potential to just like be the best country or the best continent.
They had mad kingdoms back in the day. All the
kingdoms, man.
They had so much gold.
And I don't know what happened. I would like to look into that if I ever have the time. Like, where did Africa fuck up? Or did Africa? That's
like saying where did Europe go right? It's like it's too many factors, too many things.
Yeah.
But part of the answer of where Africa went wrong is the fact that Europe went right, and the ways in which Europe went right, which included a lot of genocide and enslaving of Africans. Hi, Chris.
Chris must have went through another tunnel.
Yep.
Damn, Jamaica's like 76.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a poor country.
It's a very poor country,
It's a poor country.
I mean, we have this like romanticized image of them as like this, so happy man, but
it's not.
They're just poor.
I went there.
Chickens everywhere.
Oh, it's so sad. Like when we got dropped off there we were on a cruise. Like my dad took us on a cruise. Like when I graduated high school, and that was one of the destinations, and we were so excited to get to Jamaica. And we got there, man, and they let you off at the docks.
Yeah,
and like. I don't know what the fuck they were moving in them boxes, but they looked very heavy, and they had military guys handing them off. So I don't know what that was. But in my teenage, in my 18, 19-year-old brain, I was like, oh, those are weapons probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember I got offered hookers.
Yeah.
I got offered hookers at rate, and this is when was I smoking weed at this time? I was, but I wasn't. I was still a noob though, and he was like, "You offered me weed and then women in one other breath."
Same guy.
Offered
you both. Wow, he's got everything.
He's got everything. He was probably gonna like fucking rob us.
Yeah.
He was definitely gonna rob us.
Yeah.
I entered my friend at the time. Man, we're just having all kinds of technical malfunctions. Chris's headphones hanging up. Our podcast got interrupted by, ironically, our own podcast. But we're back. We're back on what? On task, I'll say.
Are you there, Chris?
So I guess you guys weren't hearing a word I was saying.
Oh no,
not at all, man. What's up?
So one of my AirPods stopped working. It was like coming out of one ear, and that was killing me. So I pulled them out. Then my phone restarted.
What? Worst product ever.
And then I repaired my AirPods, and now it's still only working on one ear. So
that's okay. Like our podcast started. Like I was recording on over an old track, and it's just like we got to the point where the end credit song plays, and it just started playing.
We'd only deleted the voice recording track, not the theme.
Amazing.
It's okay. We fixed that in post.
Fix that in post, baby. All you listeners listening to this live.
How do you know we're live? Penis.
How do you know we're live? I'm holding a copy of the newspaper, and it says April 28th. It'll only work on April 28th.
Right.
Or we can delete that later. I love post.
April 29th. Like
2017.
2017. So apparently, I don't know if we could probably play the audio.
What was this?
Apparently, this is described as the most Florida thing to happen. A loud sex interrupted a Florida tennis match.
What? A loud sex?
Loud sex.
Oh.
Let's see if we can play this.
All right.
Hello?
Yeah.
God damn it. Keeps changing back to my AirPods.
Law 15.
Kruger has telephone at deficit situation.
Oh shit!
I do hear it.
Well, that is most bizarre situation. I don't know how to put this, folks, but somebody's phone going off in the stands.
He must have thought nothing was happening.
He must have.
And it was an adult video.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Somebody was watching a porno during a tennis match, and it got a little too loud or something.
See, here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Way more interesting than the tennis match.
Way more interesting.
That's an old joke, I know, but tennis is boring.
Tennis can be very boring.
Yeah.
It can be. Especially amateur tennis.
It's only not boring on the Super Nintendo.
Correction, Dreamcast.
Oh, yeah? Is there a good tennis game for Dreamcast?
Oh, yeah. Virtua Tennis.
Right, yeah.
Wow, it still holds up.
Yeah.
So, like, the question is, should we call Chris back again?
I need to go and pick him up from the train station in a minute.
Okay.
So, since we've been relying on him to call us,
yeah,
I'm going to say if he hasn't called back, it's because he doesn't want to.
Maybe that's the thing. After all, we already kind of
blew up his spot.
Kind of like what is the word? What is the courtroom or like
libel?
Defamation of character?
Oh yeah, defamation of character. we slander or libel, which is the spoken one. Libel, I think.
I think it's libel. Slander is when you write it down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So libel laws. We're gonna expand libel laws. That was my Trump. We're gonna expand libel laws.
I am opposed to that only because we don't need more of that voice in this world. There's already enough.
Okay, we're gonna expand libel laws, Becca. We're gonna. That's not a theme song. Nope. That's just your mouth. I'm looking at you doing it. Oh man. So do we end? Because usually the podcast ends.
We knock on the door. Do you want to call us when we're driving home from the train station and just do a tag?
Do you want to?
I'll call you when I get in the car.
Yeah, well, matter of fact.
Pick up in a few minutes.
Matter of fact, get to the train station. Get Chris. When you get Chris in the car, then call back.
Yeah.
And then we'll see if it's shitty.
We'll see if it's shitty.
We'll see. And we'll pick up then, folks.
All right.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, hey, guys.
Yeah, hello.
So we've got both. Welcome back.
That shit was so, in no particular order, at the one stop before I stopped my got off of, a woman walked by me. As she was walking off the train, the woman walked by me to be like, I think it's one first name. To be like, this is a quiet ride. And I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. And she goes, it's the first train on every daily train. And I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that. And then, the conductor happened to be, walking by, picking up all the remainder of the ticket. And was just like, are you on your phone? And I was like, I'm putting it away now. And she was like, okay, this is a quiet ride. And I was like, oh, I didn't make it aware. Thank you. And she was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, nothing. I didn't know how to say politely that I've already been told to shut up. I've already been made aware. Sounded a polite way to say that. But clearly I have misinterpreted and misunderstood it and communicated with you. So I'll just go back to paying to be late. Thank you.
You said you were 1 minute early today.
Oh, that's how they always catch you. They're gonna yell at you at the one time we're fucking up.
That to me, that's insane. That they can kind of enforce that. I mean, it's a stretch to say maybe. It sounds a little concentration campy, but as long as you're speaking at a respectable tone, I don't feel like you should be chastised.
And that's what I get why they do it. I get on an early train or on a later train. I get why I get the intent. But everyone on the train is talking. And they're not talking on the phones. They're not shouting in the phones about mortgages. But they're just two people are talking in their seat loudly. One person, playing a video game like a Nintendo DS. Somebody's watching a TV show on iPad. I love to have headphones on, but it's a
Yeah. I mean, one.
Yeah. Even Hitler gets enforced the silent part.
I mean, like, if I can play devil's advocate for a moment, guys. Maybe not even.
Allow it this one time.
Maybe not devil's advocate, but like maybe an alternative perspective on why Quiet Ride seems to be such a staunchly enforced thing. Now, maybe I could be looking at this through a certain lens, but that's okay. Do you think that could be a subtly racist thing?
Like that wine train with the ladies in California.
What ladies in California?
Do you remember the story? It was last year, I think. There was this California, like Sonoma Valley, Napa Valley wine tour, and this family or this group of black women were kicked off the train. They were asked to leave the train because they were too loud. They were being too boisterous.
Yeah.
It was one of their first days, and like the old white ladies on the train were like, "Oh, excuse me, conductress. These women are being quite boisterous. It's disturbing us. Wine train." And they had to get off.
Yeah, I definitely think in the case of Amtrakers have to. So here's the thing, though. I mean, like the number one person I've seen in the last year and a half to go to train, taking off the train, has been red bearded white men. That's been like the number one demographic of like rioters, usurpers, and belligerents.
Scotsmen.
They're just like either very, very, very albino black men or just very, very white men. And like, so I think it definitely is racist. I think that, I think something very kind of funny has happened in the last, like, 25 years. And that's the fact that, like, hip-hop culture, and dare I say it, like, black mainstream culture, which is its own thing. I mean, black mainstream culture is as big as Hollywood or as big as the music industry, has a large influence across sports and politics and social commentary and the like, that it's been so appropriated by young, like, just the worst white people. So, like, they have gone and ruined things that historically, like, young black men would have ruined, or, like, stately, elderly, gentlemen, white businessmen on train. So, like, I think that, like, the Quiet Ride is in response to absolutely old white women complaining about young men, regardless of color, acting like young black people. Acting like young black people, yeah. Exactly right. I don't think they're in between the line at all. I think it's not just concentration campaign. I think it's like saying at the front of your store, if you're a certain kind of X amount or Z, we won't service you. And it's like, oh, well, you're allowed to do that because it's your business, And it's like, well, you should, just because you're allowed to doesn't mean you should.
I mean, and oftentimes I do wonder about my own people. Why are you playing that music without headphones? Why are
you know? Talking on speakerphone on your busted ass iPhone 4,
right?
Like with your third-party charger plugged into the outlet,
right?
I don't know, maybe because from like 200 years of talking all these dead seasons.
I mean,
we could get backlash against that.
I mean, you're not wrong, Becca. That's a lot of motivation about.
I don't know. I am a proponent of the quiet car. I am. I'm one of those riders who prefers absolute silence, but I'm out in public. I prefer not to interact with any people unless I'm with people I've already chosen to interact with. So the quiet car to me is a car onto which you may not bring a screaming baby. It is a car onto which you may not bring babbling children.
Hang on. So here's the thing. Why would they charge more for that?
Oh, they ought to. I pay more. Yeah, I pay more.
If it truly should be, quote unquote, like, I would, in my line of business, I have to point to policy and say, hey, this is the policy, so, like, you're violating it or fuck you. And if they're like, that's quiet ride, it's like, all right, well, yeah, guys, yeah. Am I being so loud that am I speaking speech now? Am I speaking percentage or anything now? Am I touching any gang board now? Am I podcast and chuckling to myself kind of warmly. Well, that fits into all your criteria of what I'm allowed to do. Also, like, everyone else is talking. So for the very few times that I've talked, because you identify that I'm talking on quote-unquote the phone, like, that seems to rub me the wrong way. Messenger disembarking right this fucking second. Like, Concepta fucking charge us more money, and then, like, you'll actually get people that are on the quiet ride, you know, that are actually valid and supposed to be on the quiet ride. Ain't no crying babies in fucking first class on the plane, bro. I agree with all of that. I think that if I am in the public, I recognize that I have no reasonable expectation for quiet. Mm-hmm. That is not a house. I have no right to expect the world to be quiet around me because that's what I prefer.
Right.
At the same time, if I do pay for it, I'm paying for a privilege.
Yeah.
It's still not a right. It's still not a right.
Exactly.
And if I'm paying for it. Absolutely. I think that you should have punched both those bitches in the face.
Yeah, I think you should. I think they both deserve Stone Cold Stunners.
Yeah.
I mean,
loosely true.
I agree. I think that if you need to, if that's the, you can't just make like Coach the quiet car. Like you gotta charge something else for that.
Yeah, beer cans. And like on that one, like I don't know, we all get chargers and seatbelts. I don't know. What you're gonna do is do it on the honor system. Like label it the quiet car. Don't enforce that shit. Like it's not enforceable. It's not fair.
Like it's very like tattletale-y too. It's like, ooh, conductor, ooh, just talking loudly. Are you on your phone?
He's on the phone. Like, that shit. You know what kind of fucking mentality that is? That shit is Aaron Hernandez.
That was a good Aaron Hernandez callback.
Yeah, they called him the eighth wonder of the world. Of doing
They called him the eighth wonder of the world.
That one only fell 2,000 years ago. When first you recommend now, curse you. Curse you. Best term of resentment.
What did you say? You were breaking up.
No, I was just cursing. That's your resentment.
That was definitely that was a pretty good Simpsons reference.
Yes. But that was like months ago. So you've gotten worse since then? No. I've gotten back to what I was before I went to defensive driving class. Less defensive? Yes. Far less defensive.
You also know, Becca, you've taken defensive driving classes?
No, I took one a few months ago. But lower insurance costs. Yeah, I've already forgotten everything I learned, though. I'm driving especially offensively.
Well, I feel like especially.
You're hanging out the window.
I feel like you have to drive offensively almost. Like you have to drive a combination of defensively and offensively to really make it.
Yeah, you can't. That's the defense. Not score any points. You got to score a couple points.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little bit. You got to be balanced. You got to be balanced. You can't be driving like Heath Ledger, like outside the cop car, like just swerving through cops.
Right, because we all know Heath Ledger died.
I heard a little snippet of the football team visit President Trump on the radio at those guys at Pickressa.
Yeah.
And he said, we should, this is a paraphrase, but he was like, we should all do well to remember that they won this, not as individuals, like as a team. They won this thing as a team. I'm like, yeah, it's football. It's a football team.
It's a team sport, bro.
Of course it is. But wait, but like, all the jokes aside, like, also not really, because Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. like, say what you will about that smarmy little douche. Like, if they didn't have Tom Brady, like, then Dak Prescott would have he would have been the dude turning down the trip to the White House.
Yeah.
For Tom Brady, like, they could have went 500.
Yeah, that goddamn Super Bowl was like the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen in my life. Like, I did not want what actually happened. I did not want to happen, but the simple fact that it did happen and it happened so like just watching it was like, even if you hate the guy, which I do, like you kind of just have to like awe and just be like, damn, like that motherfucker's in the Hall of Fame.
Because you're watching the Michael Jordan of football in the modern era. You're watching somebody just systematically. I mean, he's motherfucker's a solid snake. It's almost unfair because again, like you said, the amount of like reprehension I have for that man, coupled with the I mean, you and I were text messages. You remember how many text messages we sent back and forth to the fucking operation?
Yeah. Yep.
Because as much as you want to hate him, you're just like, damn, you just can't miss a pen. He's so cool and calm and collected under pressure.
It's just automatic, and it's disgusting that a guy. It's disgusting that a guy that racist could be that good at football. You know, I would like to rather not know that, you know, the all-time best quarterback in the NFL wasn't a raging racist, you know?
What?
I said I would prefer that the best quarterback in the NFL wasn't a raging racist, you know? Or at least I'd rather not know.
I can take it or leave
All right, plugs, okay. Firstly, thank you to whoever is listening to us. We really appreciate it. We have a lot of fun doing it, but you know, we appreciate it when people listen, when other people listen to it, like other people that aren't us listen to our podcast, so thank you. Now it's time to plug some shit, and not your sister this time. That was mean. I'm sorry. Alright, so you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Twitch, and pretty much all other social media platforms at James B. Knight, all one word. And you can follow Becca on Instagram at Claris the Dog Cow. That's CLARUS the Dog Cow. Like a dog and a cow in one. Dog cow. And again, that's all one word. You can go to jamesbknight.com to check out all my sketch comedy videos and short films. My site will make it so much easier to find my YouTube channel, so just go there. And you can also go to beccamorgan.wordpress.com to check out her unemployment scrapbook. Break. And here's where I get a little self-indulgent. If you're in the Philadelphia area and want to see me perform as part of the city's funniest improv team, come see the End Crowd each and every single Friday at 8 p.m. at the Actors Center in Old City, Philadelphia. Seriously though, the End Crowd is rated the best comedy club in the city of Philadelphia. Like, I forget by who, but it's like a really important media outlet in the city. And they rated it, like, people voted and rated us funny as fuck. Like, funnier than everybody else in the city. And there's some really funny people in the city. Speaking of other funny people in the city, you can also come see my other show, The Hollywood Shuffle, every third Friday at 9 p.m. at the Philly Improv Theater. I do that show with two very funny comedians, Yvonne Anderson and Marcelly Jean-Pierre, as we dissect and make fun of black movies in a live podcast / variety show. And finally, also at the Philly Improv Theater every first and third Friday at 10 p.m., you can see another very talented comedy team that I'm a part of, American Express, perform. What I'm trying to say here is just come out of your house every once in a while and come see my friends and I be funny. All right? Thanks for listening. Take care.